Okay, so let's talk about rapid implementation template. So Oracle is delivering predefined templates which we can use to create the setups in the instance. We have seen how to create calendar, chart of accounts, primary ledger. To create the calendar, chart of accounts, primary ledger, etc., we have to follow certain navigations. We have to input the data. We have to click on next, create, assign. There are multiple tasks and streams. With the rapid implementation, it's very much straightforward. You can input the data in the spreadsheet. That template will understand based on the inputs, and it can create setups for us. So we'll see like how to deal with this rapid implementation template, what process need to be followed, and how to prepare the data within the template. So when you talk about rapid implementation templates, the purpose of the templates we have is configuration, or you say setups. Okay. You can complete the setups with a rapid approach. Quickly you can complete the setups. Quickly you can complete the setups. If you want to complete the setups quickly, you can use these rapid implementation templates. What is the process involved? The very first step, download, okay, download RI templates. Download RI templates from our instance itself. Instance. Okay, download RI templates from instance. Download RI templates from instance. Fine. And after downloading, we have to prepare the data in the template. Within the RI template, we have to prepare the data. Prepare data in RI template. First download, then prepare data in RI template. After preparing the data in RI template, we need to validate the template with the data. That means within the template, whatever the data we are going to enter, we should submit for validation. Validate data which is in template. After validation, we will create data files. Create data files. Create data files. After creating the data files, what we have to do is we have to upload data files into instance. Say upload or load data files into instance. We follow certain series. We'll discuss that when we are uploading. The next step would be review setups in instance. The setups which are executed by the rapid implementation files, those we have to review. That would be the final step. So these are the series of steps we have to follow when we deal with rapid implementation template to complete our setups rapidly. We'll go one by one task to understand more detail level. The first step is download RI templates from instance. Download RI templates from instance. How to install RI templates from instance? We'll see that. Go to instance and go to setup and maintenance task. Go to task pan, click on search. Click on search. And here provide the name as rapid. Search with this keyword. Now you see multiple task lists. One of the task list is related to financials. The name is define common financials configuration for rapid implementation. Here is the task list name. Click on financial configuration for rapid implementation task list. When you say task list, it contains multiple tasks. Okay, here is the label task list. And how many tasks we have within the task list? 15 tasks. Click on task list. And what is our target? What are the setups we completed so far? Please go on mute. Okay. Fine. What are the setups we completed so far? Those setups we want to complete, right? From calendar to our business unit creation. To complete those setups through rapid implementation template, we have one sheet which Oracle is providing. The name is create chart of accounts, ledgers, legal entities, and business units in spreadsheet. So download this rapid implementation spreadsheet. You can treat it as a template. Nothing wrong if you call a spreadsheet as spreadsheet. Ideally, it is kind of template. So click on this hyperlink. Okay. And here is the file. I'm going to take into separate folder. Now we'll do all the setups, okay, with separate company name. Already we tested, we created few setups with ADP. Now we'll create the setups with name we will use as call as AI or AL INC. Okay, we'll use this company name AL INC. Paste in this folder. We have completed first step. We downloaded RI implementation, RI templates from instance. What is the next step? Prepare data in RI template based on your configuration requirement. What setups you want to perform, accordingly create data with, prepare the data in the template. So go to the template called as rapid implementation for general ledger. Click on, double click. Okay. And some sort of protection is enabled. Just say enable editing. Okay. Within this spreadsheet or template, we got multiple tabs. Okay, we got multiple tabs. The first sheet talks about instructions. If you are going to load setup data by using this rapid implementation template, so what are the points you should understand? Those are given as instructions. You may go through when you practice. Okay, you may just go through all these instructions one time for our better understanding how to deal with this template. Now, this you can go through, but anyway, you will understand. We are going to prepare, we are going to deal with this end-to-end process. Now, next sheet here is COA, calendar, and ledger. So within this sheet, we have to provide the data related to COA, calendar, and ledger. We have one more sheet for business units. You can list out all our business units here. And we have companies under legal entities. In this sheet, you can list out all your companies, nothing but your balance and segment values, or it could be same legal entity, both can be same or different. Another sheet for account segment values. The name is natural account. Since we are qualifying account with natural account segment label, the name they are giving as natural account. So here we have to list out all the company accounts. The another sheet we have for financial sequence, it is not mandatory. Just to generate some additional numbering in the system when you record the transactions, it can be useful, but it's completely optional. So these are the sheets we got in the rapid implementation template. Now we'll go one by one. First sheet is COA, calendar, and ledger. You provide the desired name what you want to use for your practice. So here I want to use Alliance. Okay, Alliance. So this name system will use. This name system will use for chart of accounts name, calendar, and ledger. Same name it will use, and it will create your calendar, chart of accounts, and ledger. And currency. Currency system can derive based on your legal entity information. Within this sheet, companies and legal entities, we are going to list out the legal entity information. Accordingly, it can pick the currency for our primary ledger. It's not mandatory. If you are not going to provide the legal entity information within this rapid implementation template, then currency is mandatory to provide within that field. You can ignore, it will take, since you are going to have a legal entity. If you want to provide, yes, you select the desired currency, which is going to be your ledger currency, functional currency. Fine. So based on this field, it will pick currency for our ledger. This is the name it will use for COA, calendar, and ledger. And these are the fields system is going to use to create the calendar definition. Period frequency. Select period frequencies, monthly, and adjustment periods frequency. Adjustment periods, you can select say once at year end and physical year start date. Here is the validation. See, if you place the cursor in the cell, it is giving pop-up the date, whatever the start date we are going to input, that should follow the given format. Okay, that is a valid date format. This template can understand and help us. If you enter the date in the different format, when you submit this data for validation, it will detect the issue. Now, for our testing purpose, I don't want to give month, the date in 2 digits. Simply, I want to give John 1st, 24. This is a wrong format. If you look at that pop-up, date should be in the 2 digits. It means 01. Month should be in the 2 digits, 01. Year should be in the 4 digits. So 2024, but we given 2. We'll just understand how system is going to throw some error message. Now, list out the segments in our chart of accounts. Okay, list out segments in the chart of accounts. How many segments you want to create? So this point already we discussed and we created in the system also. We are going to repeat in this rapid implementation point of view. Say company. For company, you want to assign which label? Primary balancing segment label. What is short prompt? Short name for this segment is CO. Display width. If you remember, at the time of value set creation, we selected maximum size. And at the time of segment creation, we selected display width. These are the two different fields. Value set creation time, we selected maximum size. Segment creation time, we selected display width. But by summing those two fields function, they given only one field. Here, whatever you input, that system will take as a maximum size as well as display width. Here I am just taking 4 as a display width. This system will use for display width as well as automatically system will create value set for company. You don't need to provide any additional data. When system creates value set for company, it will use the 4 as maximum length for the company codes. That's how it works. The next segment is department. So department, we should qualify as cost center segment label. So select, after completing rapid implementation, okay, we'll create the very first transaction. There you will understand what is the purpose of primary balancing segment label. For a department, you select cost center segment label. What should be the short prompt? And display width 4 digits. It is going to be maximum length for department value set. The next segment is account. The segment label is natural account segment label, and short prompt say AC. Display width we are giving 4, means within 4 digits you can create account codes. Will increase it to 5. We'll do that later before we exit from this rapid implementation template. Next segment is say intercompany. Next segment is intercompany. For intercompany, we have a label called intercompany segment. If you notice, we assign primary balancing segment label to company. We will understand very soon why we assigned after rapid implementation. Maybe after 1 or 2 classes, we'll start creating the transaction. There you'll understand. Along with the primary balancing segment label, we have secondary balancing and third balancing. If you look at the best practices when you design the chart of accounts, okay, when you design the chart of accounts here, you can just, okay, we are in the sheet, right? If you go to the best practices when you design the chart of accounts, so we clearly discussed only one balancing segment. Even Oracle is giving 3 balancing segment labels, primary, secondary, third. So never go with more than one. Always we have to go with the only one. That will make your transaction process more smoother. We will understand when you create first transaction, we will come to know how it is going to help us. And here provide short prompt as a IC, intercompany. Always we should follow the display width or length as balancing segment only. Here company we are using 4, intercompany it should be 4 only. The next segment is say project. Ideally we use the project segment within the chart of accounts if you are not using the PPM applications and you are doing some sort of project activities, then the segment is required. If your client is opted for PPM implementation, then we no need to maintain segment called as project. But sometimes you come across few clients, what they do is along with financials, projects, SCM, they use the solution called as EPM, Enterprise Performance Management, EPM applications. When they use for their like their budgeting, planning, and for other aspects, they prefer to have segment as a project within the chart of accounts, even they have PPM application in place. Okay, that is another note. That is client call. Fine. So project, no label is required. Okay. So I'm taking everything just prefix for every segment. Okay, the prefix first 2 letters I'm taking as a short prompt. A display with say 4 characters. Maximum length is 4. The next say future. You can call as a future. In few projects we call it as a buffer. In few projects we name it as a spare kind of backup segment. Later we'll convert into real segment. So set future 1 and 4 characters. One more segment, future 2 and 4 digits length. Now, if you look at this rapid implementation template, we don't have any sheets other than company and natural account. Why Oracle is providing these 2 sheets by default? We know in every chart of accounts, these are mandatory. These are mandatory. Company and account segments are mandatory, which we call as balancing segment and natural account segment. Balancing segment and natural account segment are mandatory. So that is the reason Oracle is providing these 2 sheets by default. So apart from these 2 segments, any other segment you have within the chart of accounts, you can generate the sheets for remaining segments. Here is the tab. If you click on add segment sheets, what system will do is, this template will do is, there is no system here, only template. What this template will do is, this template will check the primary balancing segment label and the natural account segment label. These 2 are assigned to which segments? It will identify. It will make a note. Apart from these 2 segments, like balancing and natural account, apart from these 2 segments which are assigned, which are mapped with the primary balancing segment label and the natural account segment label. Apart from these 2 labels are mapped with which segments, for remaining all the segments, it will create sheets. Except balancing and natural account segments, automatically system will create sheets in this template. Just click on add segment sheets. System will auto generate sheets for remaining segments. We have only 2 sheets for company and natural account when you compare with the segments what we have in the chart of accounts. And we have 5 more segments without any sheets. Those we are going to generate because Oracle cannot guess. They can say these 2 are mandatory, rest is our call as a client. Okay, we have to take decision what segments required. Accordingly, you can generate the sheets within the template. For that, Oracle is providing the option. Click on add segment sheets. Now,
Hi, Lakshman. Sorry, I have a question here.
yep.
As we can have two important, segment level, primary balancing and natural account. Can we go with the, one, what means two are mandatory and in one chart of account only these two can be given only two segment. And but the question is, can we give, two natural account segment labeling?
To natural account,
Segment labeling to different segment.
we discussed right in the previous classes.
Not this thing.
Sorry?
Not that thing.
No, we
I think
discussed.
I don't remember, by the way.
Yeah, you should remember.
Because always we need to have one natural account segment and primary account segment. Even half an hour also before you mentioned.
I knew about. I'm
See,
sure
okay,
about
leave it, no issues. Okay, leave it. See, here we discussed. And a few other points also we discussed. At the time of deployment, what system is going to validate? There also we discussed. So, 2 labels are mandatory in every chart of accounts, and 2 labels are mandatory, first point. Second point we discussed, one label you should not assign to more than one segment. Okay, these are the rules we discussed at the time of deployment. We submitted accounting flexibility for deployment, and there we discussed.
I thought apart from two segment level, we could give multiple labeling.
Yeah, we did it right.
Okay. Yes, that's why I'm asking. Could we give two natural account segment? But primary is
we
one
discussed. No. That is only that we discussed. One label you should not assign to more than one segment. That means what you are asking, right? You should not use natural account segment label more than one time.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. No. Just please go through previous sessions. Though there we discussed very clear because I don't want to create any air. Yeah. Please go through it. Go through it. If something is not there in our past discussions, I'm very happy to discuss again and again. If it is there again, it is called, I mean, you and me only. Rest others, they have to waste their time. That is my concern. Yeah. Fine. So whatever we discussed, we no need to discuss again. Please go through it. Please. Done. So now we can notice system created additional sheets as per our chart of account segments. So it created one sheet for department. It created another sheet for intercompany, project, future one, future two. So this is how you can add additional sheets as per our chart of account segments. Done. Now, go to sheet called as business units. Okay, go to business unit sheet. Here, provide your business unit name and legal entity name. So we are mapping for which legal entity, for which business unit is related to which legal entity. Between legal entity and business unit, we are going to create the mapping. Say our business unit name is LINC US business unit. And provide name for your legal entity. LINC US legal entity. Reality, we get the names from the client for our testing purpose. You can take what you are creating with the same name with some prefix of company name. So this is how list out all your business units and associated legal entities under which registration you have that business unit. Now go to companies and legal entities. Companies and legal entities. Here, use only one business unit when you are practicing for first time. Okay. So you can take the advantage of few setups automation. We will understand that. Okay. When you are testing for first time, go with only one BU. We will see when we get into the system based on this rapid implementation setups. If you use one BU, what system is going to do, we will understand. The next sheet is companies and legal entities. Here we have to list out all our companies. All our companies. Say our companies like we have 1,000. With which companies you want to record the transactions? Those we have to list out in this sheet as a child companies, child values. You can have a parent up to 9 levels. Okay, we'll see that also, that sample data also we'll see. Now, if you prepare the data through this rapid implementation template, minimum one parent is required for the child values. That is a rule. Otherwise, you cannot load the data. First, we list out all the child values or else make a parent value first. I'm giving 9999. So this I cannot use to record the transaction. Parent values only for reporting purpose, not to record the transactions. I could say all companies. And now list out all your companies. 1,000 is say LINC financial services. 2,000 could be LINC consulting services. 3,000 is LINC BPO services. List out all the companies. Now, you have 3 companies. The 3 companies you are running under which registration? Do you have a different registrations or single registration for 3 companies? Say we have only one registration. So you have to map that registration with these 3 companies. Which registration we have, the name already be given in the business unit sheet. You copy your legal entity name, just map to this company. Here we have fields to provide legal entity information. You have to provide the legal entity information here. And within the legal entity, we have address. Address we have to provide. First, system will create address. By using that address, system will create legal entity when we load this sheet related data files. So when we create, we are entering the data directly within the respective page. Now, system is going to create the setups, but system need inputs from us. So if you put the data in this template, create legal entity with these details. You can input here. By taking the data, it can create legal entity for us. You have to provide the data here one time. So we want system to create legal entity with this name. identifier, you can give LINC, US, etc. Any identification number you can identification string you can provide, and select country. This legal entity belongs to which country? Select country name. So that is United States. Now provide address for this legal entity. I want to give address line as INC, legal address, the city, state, etc., etc. Better you capture from the instance itself. If you are typing manually, you can type anything. Better you can take from the instance. Legal addresses. Click on plus icon. Select any one of the postal code to provide address related data within the rapid implementation template. Select and say okay. This will get selected. Now you can use this data for RI template address preparation for legal entity. City, state, county, copy and paste, and the postal code. Now we need to provide the registration number. When we create legal entity through manual process, we are providing the registration numbers. The same you have to provide here. Let's make it unique. Fine. So this is how you have to prepare the data within the rapid implementation template, so that by using this data, our system can create legal entity for us. Okay, system can create legal entity for us. Now, say second company 2000 also you are operating with the same registration. So copy legal entity name for company 2000 and paste here. When you paste the same name, this template is able to identify, since legal entity is same, again you don't need to provide all the details here. It is freezing the fields, right? If legal entity is same, already you have a data for the first company with the same legal entity name. The same is applicable for this. If I do some changes to this, it will ask us to enter the data. Now I cannot enter any data here. Fields are freezed, right? Done. Now I'll just make a amendment. Now see, the fields are open. The template is able to identify this legal entity is new legal entity. With this legal entity name, there is no required information as per this template. So make it as same. Now you don't need to provide any legal entity and address related data. The same we are going to use for another company. Again, you don't need to provide any details related to legal entity. Already this template knows very well this legal entity related address, etc. So that's how it is. So this is how you can list out all your companies and associate legal entities with those companies, and make sure to have at least one parent company for all your companies. Otherwise, you cannot load this data into instance. That's how it works. Follow the same for remaining segments except natural account. Natural account we'll see after some time, because when we are working, there will be huge amount of data related to accounts and we have to go with account grouping. We'll discuss these points. So same as a company, create values for other segments. The next segment I'm choosing department. List out all your departments. What are the data you get from the client that you have to provide? Reality, what we do is you can provide this sheet to the client when you collect accounts. When you collect accounts, the same rapid implementation template you can share with the client. They will fill all the accounts information within this. Okay, rest you can just enter, or else you can ask the client to, you can just show the sample data to the client and you can ask the client to provide data within this template related to segments, not chart of accounts, calendar, etc., not related to business units. So remember, segment values, we can ask them to fill in this template, or else they'll give you another sheet that you can copy and paste into this. Ultimately, we have to get their data into this template based on segment alignment. Then list out departments. So I'm giving parent as 9999. I would say all departments. Okay, all departments. Now list out your real departments. 1000 finance, 2000 HR, 3000 sales, 4000 marketing, etc., etc. Just few values are enough for us. And next segment is intercompany. You just copy the values what we have in the company. And here add one more value as a default. You can write the name as default, or you can write the name as unassigned. No value, no meaning is assigned to that. That's how you can specify. So compared to company, in the intercompany, make sure you are maintaining one additional value as a default value. The same you can apply for department also. Ideally, when you book the expenses, we address with the department. Okay, if you are dealing with kind of receivables, revenues, etc., you don't need any department to track that information. Okay, so here also you can maintain one additional value. For company, not required ideally. So next segment is project. Go to project segment related sheet. Here list out all your project. As we discussed, one value is mandatory as a parent in any sheet. So make it as 9999. I'm just taking 9999 since it's the very highest number in the 4 digits. That is only the reason. Anything you can take. And here say all projects. List out your project. Any transaction may not related to project, then what you should select? Default. Default. And so other few values you can enter. AMC, annual maintenance contract. So construction, could be project number. Here also there should be some identification for each project. So this is how you can list out all the projects. Anyway, we get the data from the client. Our task is just adding in the sheet or adding in the instance. Next segment is future one. Here also parent is mandatory. We are using the maximum length as a 4. Accordingly, provide highest number as a parent. Say all. Minimum one value is required as a child. Set as a default. Future 2. Parent all. And default. Done. Now let's talk about natural account sheet. Here we have to list out all the accounts. The reality, what we do is when we are listing out all the accounts, already discussed, the accounts are classified into different types. All the accounts are classified into different types as expense, assets, liabilities, revenue, ownership. Okay, accounts are classified into different types. So for each type, we have to go with some sort of grouping. Okay, you may start expense with the one series, assets with another series, liability is one series, and revenues one series, ownership accounts with other series. For example, you are using 4-digit number, then you can say for expense you may use 1000 series, assets may be 2000 series, liabilities 3000, revenue 4000, owner's equity 5000. This is how you can designate each expenditure, each account type classification with a separate series. It would be easy for us to find out those values and more useful in the reporting. You want to find out, you want to generate the report for expense. All expenses, you have a grouping with 1000 starting. Then easily you can go and pick it. So for the ease of reporting and ease of data entry, we always group accounts, okay, accounts based on the account types. We'll see that. What Oracle is doing is, Oracle is providing the sample data within the same template. The same would be available in the fresh instance also. So you can show to the client when you are expecting the accounts data from the client, you can show this sheet to client and they can understand accordingly, they can provide the data. Which sheet we have to show to the client and which sheet we can use at this stage to understand how the data can be arranged in this template. If you go to instructions, within the instructions, we have one sample sheet. Here is the sample data sheet. Open this sheet. Here you can find sample data, how you have to prepare the data within this rapid implementation template. Just open it. Here you can see. Just as a sample data, Oracle created around these segments, 6 segments. And you see they listed 3 business units and 3 different legal entities. And they listed many companies here as a sample data. You see, but these 2 companies, the parent company is this. And these 2 real companies, we have 2 different, these are the 2 different legal entities. Okay, these are the, for these 2 companies, it's the same legal entity. And we have two more companies. One second. For these two companies, okay, we have same legal entity like these two companies, and we have few companies here. For those companies, few are common or few are distinct legal entities we have. And for all these 6 companies, parent companies, this for this 3, this is a parent. For these two parents, here is the grandparent. For these two companies, here is the parent. For these two parents, here is the parent for these two companies. Okay. Infusion Canada, Infusion USA. Group of these two companies, here is the parent. So this is how Oracle is providing the sample data. Oracle is providing the sample data. This you have to present to the client. Okay. So this is how we have to arrange the data within this rapid implementation template as per your business. How this grouping will work, how this parent and child entities you are going to have. So provide the data within the sheet. That's how we have to present, and we have to ask the client to provide the data in the sheet. And the same way other segments also, you see cost centers, they have these many cost centers, departments. Cost center is nothing but departments, these many departments they have. And the products, intercompany. And if you look at natural accounts, you can see the grouping. First, we have all asset type of accounts. For all asset type of accounts, the series is starting with 10,000. Okay, 10,000 series, total cash, total assets, 10,000 series for all the asset accounts. If you scroll a little down, for liability accounts, they are using, okay, they are using series as a 20,000. Okay, 20 or 21, 25 doesn't matter. It starts after 20,000. So all liability accounts starts with the 20,000 series sequence name.
In the account type, for some accounts, they have additional information. For example, liability.
We'll come to that. We'll come to that. Yeah, I'll come to
Okay.
that. First, just I'm talking about only grouping. Yeah. Once we are done with that, I'll talk about it. It's mandatory. We have to understand. Without understanding, we cannot do few setups now. We'll see that.
Okay.
Yeah. So for ownership accounts or owners equity accounts, they are using 30,000. Okay, 30,000 owners equity. And for revenue accounts, they are using 40,000. Revenue accounts, they are using 40,000. And expense accounts, they are using 50,000. So this is how we get the data from the client. You don't prepare, because this is not something which we have to prepare. So this is this sample sheet we have to present to the client. Okay, this is how you can do your accounts arrangement and provide in this template. We'll provide the sample template which we downloaded from the instance. We'll share with the client and we'll ask them. So this is how we are expecting the data in these templates as per our organization, how your accounts are aligned with the parent and child relation as per your reporting requirements and other budget, etc., etc. You please get data accordingly so that we'll be in the position to load into the system. That's how we explain. So then we'll get the data. And again, you are not going to decide on account type. Okay, we are not going to decide. That is not our task. There could be one account name X. How can you justify that account is expense or asset or liability by seeing the name? Okay, that could be some name which only internally they can understand. That is the reason for all the accounts, whatever client will provide to us, they set account type and they'll share. We no need to set any account types. So all the accounts they list out which account nature is what, whether that is asset or expense, liability, revenue, owners, equity. They provide account type means they provide accounts with their nature also. That is not going to be our job. They know very well that is their data, which account with what nature, what purpose they are using. Accordingly, they can tag which type of account is that. Yeah. So that's how they will decide and will get all these account types for all the accounts what we get from the client. This is how they'll provide in the sheet. Other point, if you look at account types, for a few account types, there is extended tagging. Okay, extended tagging. This we will understand very soon. Okay, when we submit this rapid implementation template, so it will create few account code combinations. There we'll understand. This extended tagging will help us to create account code combination with that account. How it is when we come across, we'll see. For now, just notice and leave it. For a few account types, okay, if you take an example of this account, cash checking bank of, I mean, or I'll say Barclays account. Here, for that account type is asset, but why cash is selected? Cash clearing account is account nature is asset, but why cash clearing additional extended tagging is selected? That we will understand. This extended tagging will help us to automate this account code combination creation in the system with this account in targeted fields that Oracle programmed. When we see, we will discuss, it will help us, otherwise it will disturb. Okay, just notice and leave it, we will come across. So
Also in the next column, it only few columns they put the financial category or something.
you will understand, we'll deal with the financial category, we'll understand. Why financial category we know by this time we can discuss. Yeah.
Okay.
So that is there in the queue, like you'll come across. There is a concept called as reconciliation. When you do the reconciliation, you have to set the financial category. When you set the financial category, we run the reconciliation process. It will fetch the balances from GL, AP or GL, AR. That data will be able to see through report. And if you don't set financial category, it cannot collect control account balances from GL and AP. This is the story we have. Now this is not the time to talk about the story. When we are dealing with the respective concepts, we'll talk about it. That is the reason I am not touching those. Okay, it is not like we have to clear everything here, impossible. When we are dealing relevant, we will talk about it. See, still few things are pending, right? Understanding what is the primary balance in segment label, right? So this is how the few points when we are just moving across,
Okay.
we cannot close there itself. Okay, those will be waiting to connect with the relevant topics. Yeah, those will be just part.
Lakshman, can you explain column EFG?
What columns you are referring?
Here in the sheet, what you're presenting, column E, there is a 888888, and column F is 32000.
Column,
The value is there, no, parent 6.
your parent 6 we have, yes.
This is the value, 888888, how it is related to child account. This, I think there is a sequence, no?
No,
Column
see,
A.
very simple, very simple. This is parent 6, right? Below all will fall under 6 only, that's it.
Understood.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
if I select this, what it will show, net assets and owner's equity. So these all are assets and owner's equities.
Okay.
If I
understood.
select, when I am going to produce the reports, if I select value as 3200000, what it will do, it will sum all these balances, account balances, which are under that parent 5. Under parent 5, we have
Yeah, got the
2,
point.
3, 2,
Okay,
1,
thank you.
including child values.
Understood. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wherever you select from that onwards, downwards, it will show.
Exactly. Under
Thank you.
this, all will be, all system will sum and it will present at this level.
Thank you.
Right. See, this is how client will provide their accounts information. Okay. So this is sample sheet Oracle is providing. The same you have to present to the client. How I am presenting to you to make you to understand. In the same way, you have to present to the client. Client can understand very easily because you deal with the finance team who are in the finance track for quite a long period, who are using the systems, who are doing all these as their daily activities. We may be new to this finance, but they are not new. Easily they can understand. Just the same template, whatever is available in the rapid implementation as a sample template, you just open and you just walk through. You no need to explain this sheet to the client. Okay, we'll have a separate discussions, but when you are preparing, we don't ask them to fill this data. Based on the discussions, we have to fill it. Okay, this data you can ask them or else you can enter. If you get the data from the client, you can enter, or else this data also you can ask them how many BUs we have, how many legal entities we have. Please provide the mapping. You can ask this data also, you can ask them to fill. Okay, this data also, everything you can ask them to fill, or else they may provide the data in the separate sheet that you can copy and paste into this. Finally, you have to prepare this template with the required data. Now, here is our template. This is our template. So we provided data in the different sheets, but we don't have anything in the natural account. What we will do is, we'll copy the accounts data from sample sheet so that we can use when we are working on the configuration. Okay. So if you have a client, client will provide. Now we don't have any client. You just take this data we got from the client and you copy into our rapid implementation template. So when you are copying, the position is very important. The position is parent 6. Okay. So here, if you are copying from position parent 6, when you are pasting also, you have to place the cursor in the parent 6 position level. Then you have to paste the data. So hold shift and select entire record. And here select all the accounts. Here as a sample data, Oracle is providing around 400 plus accounts. Okay, for our understanding, as well as you to present to the client to make the client to understand how the account grouping can be done with a different series of numbering, and how that hierarchies can be maintained to make us to understand. They are just providing accounts 400 plus accounts. Okay, so copy those accounts. You see here, those will be 400 plus. One sec. So 430 or 440 accounts. You copy and make sure the position you are following parent 6. Parent 6. Now go to our rapid implementation sheet. Now place the cursor in parent 6 and paste it. Say yes. It will settle down all the account types. So cursor pointer, you can see it is showing it's in progress. Once the cursor pointer is released, these accounts will get settled in this sheet with the required validations. Wait for a moment. Done. The cursor pointer is released. That means the data got arranged in this new template or template. Now, so we have a data in all the sheets: COA sheet, business unit sheet, companies, legal entities, natural accounts, financial services, nothing, not mandatory. So departments, okay, all we have here. So it doesn't matter, any sheet you can keep in any position, doesn't matter, but system will follow the sequence what is given in the chart of accounts. First it will create company, then department account. Doesn't matter, your company sheet can sit here, no issues.
Financial service a segment, or it is some different information?
Financial
Services sheet.
sequences.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
financial.
Sequences, see here, transactions. Payables invoice. When you create invoice in the payables, we have to enter invoice number. Reason we get invoice from the supplier. So same invoice number you have to enter in the system. Apart from invoice number, what you are entering in the system, if you want to have some additional numbering, this you can use. Okay.
Okay.
So additional numbering, additional sequential numbering, if you want to generate in the system, apart from the numbers which you enter, this you can use. It's completely optional.
Where are we entering numbers? Oh,
Sorry?
when we are creating the invoice, the number what we enter is that
It
what
will
you
auto,
say?
no, not that number. What you enter, you enter. What you want system to generate, those you can set here.
Okay.
That is additional numbering you can set. With this, it is not enough. You have to do additional setups also. If you just provide number, that is not enough. If you want to
Okay.
set up that, you have to create additional configuration. Yeah. This is just as input they given. Again, it's not mandatory. If you want to create such kind of numbering, you can create directly in the system. Yeah. So you may set like payables invoices every month.
Mhm.
Okay, system has to start from 1. It will run for
Okay.
1 month. Every month it will start reinitiating the number from 1, or else you can
Okay.
put the sequence as a never. It should repeat. It will keep running the number 1, 2, 3, 4. It will keep going. It is not going to repeat. Yeah.
Okay.
This is how you can set, which is completely optional. I'm removing this data. Fine. So this is how we have to prepare the data in this template. After prepare, I'll take your questions if you have. Just give me a few minutes. So this is how we have to prepare the data in all the sheets. Okay. All the sheets we have to provide the data. Done. And after preparing this template with the data, you have to submit this template for validation. When you submit this template for validation, the template will identify if any data errors within the template. Just click on validate. It will generate the report if anything wrong with the data. So validation report it created, it's clearly mentioned. This is sheet name. The sheet name is COA calendar ledger. Within that sheet, it is saying the error message is enter a valid date format. It should be MMDD YYYY. That is the format, but what we entered is not MM, only M, not DD, only D, not YYYY, only YY. So you have to correct it. See, it is a marking with yellow color since it's a warning message. So say 01. The first 01 represents month. Second one 01 date. Year. It should be 4 digits. 2024. That. Now what else system detected? System identified all these accounts are violating the rule what you defined. See all these accounts in that natural account sheet, all the accounts you have with 5 digits, but in the chart of accounts for account you given 4 digits only. Maximum length can be 4 digits. That's what the rule you written, but values you given with 5. It is not matching. So that is error message. Since you have accounts with 5 digit, make sure that size is matching with your segment value set size also. Make it 5. So these are the 2 corrections. Now resubmit for validation. Cool. No errors found. Report etc. not required. We don't get anything from that. Leave it. Say no. Now our template data is very much validated data. Once you don't find any validation related errors, you can convert this entire template data into 2 files, 2 separate files. The one file is chart of accounts file. The second file is going to be ledger, LE and BU file. By combining all these components, ledger, LE, BU, it will create one file. By extracting only chart of account related data, it will create the separate file. If you look at this rapid implementation template, we have data, the different sheets, but system is going to create two files. It will take only chart of account related data and it will create one file, and it will take the ledger, LE, BU data separately and it will create separate file, one file. Two files it will create. Now create chart of accounts file first. Click on generate chart of accounts file and save this file in our folder. Okay. Hull Inc. is the company name we are using, and system is creating the chart of accounts file in which format? GIF file format. Okay, GIF file format it is using. Save it. You have to do it after validation only. Now second file, LE, ledger and BU, it will create separate file. One file only by combining all these components data. Click on generate ledger, LE, BU. Is creating again file, GIF file, see the name, financials common entities. Okay, so finance related, not only finance, for other applications also, these are the common entities. You need ledger in all the applications, not only in finance, SCM, PPM also, and you need legal entity everywhere. You need business unit everywhere, more or less. So that is the reason the name they given as a common entities, means common set of data. Save it. Done. So save this RI template also for our future reference. Once setups are created, there are cases where we'll come back to the sheet and we'll refer and we will understand, okay, this is how we have in the template. That is the reason system is creating in so and so way. But to refer, okay, in further classes, keep that sheet ready with, even when you are practicing, you can understand the same manner. Done. So this is how we have to create the files. Before we proceed, any questions from anyone, please, about this rapid implementation template, data preparation, or any other points related to rapid implementation?
See, we are providing currency in this case, but in sample file, they have not provided currency.
I discussed, right? We discussed what we discussed. I clearly explained. If you are giving legal entity, okay, currency is not mandatory. Based on the legal entities belongs to which country, it will take the currency. Okay, don't provide. I just provided for our practice purpose. You don't provide, it's not mandatory fee. If legal entity is not there, you have to provide. I explained and I did.
So then in that case, can we use for multiple countries the same thing, because we are providing the country name?
See, here, what you can do is create few more companies for other countries. Okay, create few more countries for a few more companies and take another country legal entities. Another country legal entities. When you take another country legal entities, it will create one more primary ledger for other country. But the issue is it will use same chart of accounts and same calendar. So you are implementing for US and India. You are implementing US and India. Here you will list out all your companies. India companies also will list out. India legal entities also will provide. Now what system will do is it will understand for all these companies your chart of accounts and calendar is same, and it will create reality not same. That is the reason if both are same, say you have three countries, for three countries chart of accounts and calendars are same, then only you provide those three countries companies and respective legal entities here. Otherwise don't provide. You complete this, okay, later those companies you will be adding those values through manual process. And you will be creating ledger through manual process. Okay. Or else you can, since calendar is different, chart of accounts, calendar is different and chart of accounts may be different or same. You may create for that country by using the separate rapid implementation sheet. Okay, separate rapid implementation sheet you can use if your chart of accounts and the calendars are going to be different. No, your chart of accounts are same. Then you create these setups for other country through manual process. So this is how it works. Okay. Any other questions, please?
So that means this rapid implementation works only one kind of country currencies and so on, right? Not for
No, one kind of currency now. This rapid implementation you can use at a time to create the setups for multiple countries if calendar and chart of accounts are same for those countries. That's it. Or else only for one country.
Okay.
Or you can create one by one country.
So if my calendar is different, again I use this template and just to generate.
No. It doesn't
Can
work.
we reload like incremental? We cannot.
You cannot. See here, this name will remain same, right? Okay, you are giving the same name. So with the same name, it will create the calendar.
Already calendar is there, right? For example, first time for few entities I got. Now my
it won't take from there. It will take from here only. This name only it will take. It won't go and search existing calendar and all. And again, so you don't give the same name every time, right? Your countries will be changed and everything will be changed. So that is the reason you don't give it. So since if calendar is different, you cannot use the same template multiple times. It should be same. If it is same, okay. If it is same, so if this is the name I given, it will take Jan to December, right?
Yes.
And for India, you need calendar with April to March.
Correct.
I will give for India also this name, right?
Yeah.
In that case, what it will do, it will go and check whether that calendar is available in the system or not. Okay. It will go and you can go on, the system will go and check. It would be available. Since it is available, it won't create with your new
calendar also with
start date.
So calendar also will be created with the company name and chart of accounts also with the company name.
Correct. That's what. If these are different, chart of accounts and calendar or any one of them in this calendar chart of accounts. Okay, you cannot create in one go multiple.
Okay.
You have to create through manual process. Yep.
Okay.
That's how it works. And so in few implementations, everybody will be trying like this. Say, for example, you load it like this for India, US. Now, you need same chart of accounts. Okay. You need everything as it is for India also, but calendar should be different.
Correct.
Calendar should be
calendar and currency. Currency
calendar and
because
currency. Currency anyway it will derive from the legal entity.
Yeah.
You need same. Okay. Now, if you take this name, it will identify existing calendar, right? It will take existing calendar. For that sake, what I will do is, I will go and change the calendar name. Calendar already created, right? I'll go and change the calendar name. For example, you created ADP, it got stored. Now, I'm keeping ADP in our rapid implementation. Okay. See, this is how I have in the system. It got generated. Okay. It got generated by using the rapid implementation. Now here I'm keeping ADP, or else you take as a, this name is there. Already loaded, already available in the instance. Now again, the same calendar I want to use for other country with a different chart of accounts. Okay. Chart of accounts are different. Calendar is same. I want to use it. Okay. If I give this name, yes, it will take. But I want to use the different calendar. If I want to use the different calendar, here what I mean, what system will do is it will go and identify it is already there. You can change it. ABC. Okay, you can save it. Even if you are changing the name from front end, the back end there will be one field which cannot be changed. This sheet will go and verify that value is available or not in the back end. Okay, you are changing in this field, but there will be another field like calendar code or some other name that cannot be changed. That is the reason with some workarounds also at a time you cannot load the data for multiple countries.
Okay.
If those are different. If same, yes, it will work. If different, it doesn't work. Doesn't work.
Is there any simple way for implementing? We know that other than the legal entity, primary ledger, and business units, and so on, for a new companies or entities, we need to use the rapid implementation
See,
kind of
see,
management.
I'll just explain by taking simple use case here.
Yeah.
So you are implementing for USA, India, and UAE.
One. Okay.
Okay. Here, calendar is 1, right? And here also calendar is 1. The same calendar, I mean.
Yeah.
India, separate calendar. Name I am giving as calendar 2. Now, chart of accounts. Okay. Chart of accounts take as same COA. All are COA one. Common chart of
Yeah.
global chart of
Yeah.
account you are using. Now, can I use rapid implementation for these 3 countries in one go?
I think 1 and 3 we can use, right?
Yes. RI solution. Okay, solution. So what I can do is, since calendar and chart of accounts are same, I can complete these 2, right, in one go. For US and UAE, calendar chart of accounts are matching. I can complete this. Now, I want to create for India. Okay. Now I want to complete the setups by using the rapid implementation. Is it possible or not? Please think and tell me. No need to answer immediately. This is a request. I'm requesting everyone just to think through to come up with the solution. That's very important. Just take 1 minute, think through, and let me know. So 3 countries we are implementing. I used rapid implementation template for these 2 countries since calendar and chart of accounts are same. I loaded. Now I want to load setups for India by using the rapid implementation template. The use case is same chart of accounts, but calendar is different. That is the reason only I'm not able to load for India along with the USA and UAE. I'm loading. I want to load these setups separately. Again, I want to go to rapid implementation. I want to load separately. Is it possible or not? Just think through. Don't answer immediately. Not required. Take 1 minute and let me know. I'll be back in 1 minute. Get ready with your answer. Hope you are ready with your answers. So, is it possible or not? Can I use rapid implementation template for India setups? Yes or no? Just yes or no?
No.
No. Okay. What about others?
No, currency would be different. Okay.
No worries. Let currency be different. There is no challenge with the currency. We never discussed about currency. I want to prepare rapid implementation template for India. That's it.
Currency was not mandatory then in
Correct?
template. You know? Currency was not mandatory in template. That's what you're saying.
No. There is no point you have to think about currency. Whatever the currency, you will take it. That's it. Otherwise, don't take it. It will take from your country legal entity. Don't think about currency. It's not in the scope. See here, only the focus is on chart of accounts and the calendar. That is only that I clearly written. There is no currency. Currency is not going to become a kind of roadblock over there.
We could make it.
Yeah. Who is yes? Who is no?
Venkata Maliseti, no.
No. Okay. Why it is
No.
no?
So the reason is it creates the enterprise structure when we upload. I think all these steps once we upload by rapid implementation, it also creates the enterprise structure. And even though here
One
it
second, one
uses a
second.
different.
So we discussed what it will create. It won't create enterprise structure and all. Okay, it will create what data we given accordingly. Have we given enterprise structure name, etc., etc.? No. We given data related to COA, calendar, right? Chart of accounts, primary ledger, legal entity, business unit. That's all. We don't need to refer the name called as enterprise structure. So clearly we
If-
discussed and we have seen what it is going to create. Accordingly, we given data that only it is going to create.
So if we want to use the rapid implementation, we need to give a different name. Then only you can. If you are giving a different name, then it is going to become a different chart of account structure.
Exactly.
If we
No. You got that pulse. Yes, that is the point. For your calendar purpose, because you want to use the different calendar. Okay, that is the reason if you give calendar name is different, because you definitely have to give the calendar name different. You will give, for example, calendar 2. Then it will create chart of accounts also with a calendar 2. Chart of
Yes.
account name also it will take as a calendar 2, like whatever the name you provide, because only one field we have, right? We don't have multiple fields. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever you give here, it will create automatically, because you have to keep the name little unique, right? Otherwise, it will go and take existing name, existing calendar. So it is going to create new chart of accounts if name is going to be changed in case of India. That is the reason you cannot use rapid implementation, since you need same chart of accounts, different calendar you have to do this India setup through manual process. Yep. So this is what we have to understand. Fine. Now we are ready with these files. Okay. You're ready with these files. So we generated, let me close this, we saved anyway. Two files we have. This is a rapid implementation sheet we used. So when we load these files, we have to follow the sequence. First, we have to load chart of accounts file and review the deployment completed or not. If deployment is complete, then you can submit second file. Okay, this we are going to see in the tomorrow session. Okay, or else we can go and submit this chart of accounts file. Let system takes its own time to create the setups. Okay, here we'll just submit and we'll wrap up for today.
I think we can do it tomorrow, right?
No, just we'll submit. Tomorrow in the sense Monday. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Correct. We'll submit it. Just we'll submit and we'll wind up. So
you will miss the explanation what it will do and so on. explanation and so on if we just
No,
submit
why
and
we
go?
will discuss, right? It will do its job, we will do our job, right?
Okay.
What we are doing, we are submitting. Okay, our task is completed. Then system will complete what it should do. Once system will complete what we have to understand, that we'll understand through review. Nothing we are going to disconnect. Yeah. So in between, we are not going to see the game. That's how it is.
If instance gone again, we need to do.
No
That's-
problem. I will one click only, right? Yeah. What big task we are doing? Just submitting file. File will be with us. Let instance get changed. We will submit in that instance also same file. Yeah. There is no harm. Let's do it. So that others also can just do it and they can have a further action on this files, etc. Yeah. Just go to same task list. Five more minutes. We'll close it. So task list is define common financial configuration for rapid implementation. And here is the task, upload chart of accounts. By using this task, we downloaded rapid implementation template when we prepared the data and we created 2 files. Now use the task called as upload chart of accounts. Click on upload chart of accounts and click on choose file. Click on choose file and go to the folder Alt-IRC and select chart of accounts file. Okay, select chart of accounts file. Okay, select file, then click on submit. I'll repeat this. 2 files are ready with us. Search with rapid term. You can find the task related to financials, task list. Click on it. Inside of this task list, we have multiple tasks. One of the tasks is upload chart of accounts. Choose chart of accounts file which is ready with us. Here we go. Now click on submit. Say OK. Refresh. It will take few minutes time. What this file will do is it will complete all the setups. All these setups it will complete. How it will complete, we didn't give a lot of data over there, how it will understand, we will discuss in the next session. If required, again we'll submit, not an issue. Yeah, that's how we have to submit. Once the deployment is complete, we will submit the second file. Okay. So that anyway, we'll just for today, you can take point up to we are ready with the files. You don't need to take the next step, what we performed. So just to introduce, I did that. So you can take, we are ready with the files, that's all. Yep. So we are done for today. If you have any questions, please stay back, we'll discuss.